Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Asymmetrical Controller podcast, where we have a whole squad today.
Hello.
So, let's see. I know we have a few topics to talk about today. I guess
You can't forget the bear.
The bear?
The bear.
The bear?
What bear?
Baldur's Gate bear.
Oh my gosh! I completely forgot about that until you just said that. I saw that news report while at work, and I was like, what's happening? So do you want to dive into that one? That seems like a good place to start.
God. So, you know how in D&D the thing is, can you do it? Well, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
So, if you become a druid, you can change into an animal.
Yeah.
Like a spider, I think a bear, a wolf, or something else. Anyways, there's a druid in your party that you can romance. Like, there's a bunch of people in your party you can romance. And if you romance the druid, apparently he gets really excited and turns into a bear. Then he apologizes, but then you can be like, well, I kind of like it. And you can sleep with the bear!
Yeah, it just popped in my brain. I realized what you mean now, because I think I saw something of that, and I was like, huh?
But you can become a druid yourself. So I don't know if you can do that during a romance with someone else that's not the druid in your party.
Bear on bear sex?
Yeah, I want to see some bear on bear action.
Bear on bear?
No, imagine bear on spider.
The part that I wasn't prepared for was when they're in their human form, you can see like full frontal nudity.
Oh?
It's like right there.
So it's just a pouring.
If you get to that part.
Wait,
what?
what?
Like, right now, I've been playing the beta since.
Oh, I bet you have.
Every time you get to that part at the very end, when you have to like save these tieflings and the druid Crove, that's basically what this Act 1 is about. And after you do that and you save everyone, you have a little celebration at the end at your camp.
Well, I bet you celebrate.
And so you get to romance your party members during this time, and if you did it enough, you can sleep with them at the party.
Do they all have their like custom quirks? Like if you do bear on bear, can you like pour honey all over each other?
No! Yes.
But right now in the beta, every time you get to the spicy scene, it says under construction with a mind flayer on it. So I'm not prepared for what I'm going to see when that goes away, but it's going to be interesting.
They should play that song along with it. What was it? It's like do it like we do on the Discovery.
Oh my
Channel.
god!
Yeah, the God Touch by the Bloodhound.
Yeah.
See, I'll then be very interested in seeing how some people stream this, like at least some of the bigger streamers.
Oh, they got banned on TikTok for streaming that. Yeah, Lyrian Studios got banned on TikTok.
Oh my gosh. We're going bear on bear action.
Honestly, though, fair.
Yeah.
TikTok is like that, yeah.
Of course.
Well, TikTok has more children.
Yeah,
that is true, too.
But have you guys seen that really weird NPC TikTok thing?
Yes, and I'm considering doing it.
No, please, no. It's so cursed.
Elaborate, please.
So one of the things that TikTok has is live streaming, which
and they're weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Like a lot of people haven't really like paid attention to it, but one of the things that they found that the majority of the live streams on TikTok are people doing what's called NPCing. And so what they'll do is they'll just stay there, and then if you buy stickers or something to them,
yeah, they're gifts,
like GG or something, they'll be like, so like gang gang
GG.
Yeah, and it's like they'll just do these weird little actions. And one of the girls that's like extremely popular doing it, she will perform all these things while in like weird dresses sometimes, but then she'll have a hair straightener in
with
one
popcorn
hand.
kernels.
Yeah, and then she'll put popcorn kernels in the hair straightener, have it pop, put in a bowl, and then grab another popcorn kernel, and just do that while she's doing all these NPCing.
And like
actions.
moves like a robot too.
Yeah, like.
It's really funny to spam the
thing is,
cat.
why
paw
are
and
people
then meow.
actually watching?
Well, that's
You're the part of the
honestly-
problem, Shark.
I was sleep deprived this morning, and I watched this guy do it for about an hour.
Oh
And
I
it
didn't realize there
was-
were guys doing this.
Yeah, there's guys, girls,
Okay.
and there's groups doing it too.
Oh
I
my
better
God.
start getting. You know what, Shark? We gotta
But-
start a business.
But I was following this one guy. I was like, you know what, guys? I'm gonna do it and let you know how it's going. Apparently, he just went live for 3.5 hours yesterday and made $350.
Oh my lord!
Oh.
And he
Alright.
showed proof of it too.
See, what
Pull
was
my
it?
phone out.
There was someone like in the article I read, they were trying to determine why it is, and a lot of people believe that it's because people believe they're getting like a sense of control over the other person.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
there's a bunch of weird lives where people are in like dunking tanks.
Dunking tanks?
They're like, yeah, you know, like at a carnival where you
Yeah.
can throw the ball and they can dunk. They have
Yeah.
those on those lives too. I've seen them before where you're just in a room and people randomly gift them and they fall in the water. Or they have to dance
What?
or do weird stuff.
Yeah, that's basically all TikTok is.
This just
Yeah.
sounds like this makes me feel like TikTok Live is like
It's like a portal to
everything
another
that
dimension.
sucks about Twitch in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because what is
And
it?
then these people peeling eggs with tweezers, which is
Yeah.
weird.
What?
Or there's just people playing games, and it's like, I have 999 victories, and I've never lost. And then when he does lose, he's like, oh, they're a cheater, and puts them on their quote unquote cheater list.
What
And
the
like
what?
it's like
Yeah.
baby rage too. Like
Oh,
when they get
God.
mad, it's like, no, it's not me. Like it's very cringy. Like it's as if a child's throwing a tantrum, and I'm like, ugh.
people do that on lives there too. They act
I'm
like a child.
Please
Or they
stop.
cry and put like a stupid little
I'm
face
like-
on their face.
I'm like, no wonder humanity is failing.
Well, speaking of weird tantrums, I guess this is an interesting time to transition to the actors' strike that
Oh yeah.
which was going on. I'm kind of surprised this happened, but at the same time, knowing the comments that some studio executives and producers have put out, I'm like, never mind, I'm not shocked anymore. Because there was a studio executive who currently is anomalous, but who's the original actor that played Hellboy live action? Blanking out his name.
Like the old 2000 movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I forget his name. I know who you're talking
Trying to
about
remember
though.
his
He
name.
plays in a lot of like medieval type movies too.
Yeah.
Here, let me.
Ron Perlman. That's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
Uh,
cool guy though.
Yeah, so he went on Instagram or Twitter, one of those, and called out this one producer for saying something and being like, listen, we know who you are. We know where you live. Be careful. Sort of like threatening his house. Because that executive had said that the studios are planning to wait out till the writers, and I presume some of the actors even, lose their houses. Because by that point, they'll have to come to the table and work with them.
Or just find a new job.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, okay, they could... Some of them
Or they're
could, in
like, you
theory.
know what? This is a good change.
Yeah.
I mean, some would probably go back, but it would take a bit because I mean, they're making pretty good checks. I'm assuming.
Some of them
At
are,
least
yeah.
actors. At least actors.
Yeah, actors more make
Depending
a lot
on
more.
depending on the what movie and all the category and genres and all that. Writers, I doubt.
Yeah, but one
I'm
of the
like-
weird, like, it's been very weird, like, getting an inside look at some of the contracts that they were trying to get signed, like the studios. Because one of the things that they had for the actors is that the studio should have the right to hire background actors for one day of work, and in that one day of work scan their faces and like all that, and then use them in the background of any movie in the future for eternity without ever paying them.
Well, yeah,
So
they have
it's
to
like
have
that
royalties.
It's like that one Black Mirror episode on Netflix right now.
Yeah. So it's like really like weird ways of taking advantage of them using AI. And even that's what things with the writers, like one of the things they've been striking about is they were asking the studios to not produce any films or TV series that were using entirely AI scripts. And the studios said, no, we'll have a meeting about technology every year, but that's it. And it's like,
Yeah.
You guys
I think
remember
so.
the movie with Will Smith, I, Robot?
Yeah.
yes.
You know what
Yep.
year that it takes place in?
Oh god, don't tell me it's like 2020.
2035.
2035.
And with the way that AI is advancing now, there's a possibility it could come true.
Yeah, but it's also
Uh-oh.
like there are plenty of ways we see AI just like failing miserably that I'm like not too concerned.
There's some AI that I've seen on TikTok. There's this Freddie Mercury AI cover of My Heart Will Go On.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And it
the AI
sounds
singing
great.
voices are pretty decent. I mean, there are things here and there, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you have them professionally patched and worked through, it could work. But
Yeah.
it's voice recognition AI is easier than a lot of other things. Like if you're trying to write a whole story, it's the creativity and using like because majority of AIs like they have a database that they resource to.
Mm-hmm.
And a programming
And
code.
yeah, and so like a lot of it can just jumble up, but if someone's there to organize it, that's really all you need.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It seems like a lot of companies right now, even if they were to go that route, they don't realize there still needs to be someone to oversight what the AI is churning out. Because was it? There have been 2 lawyers over the last like 6 months or so who have presented evidence to a court for a case being like, okay, these cases and these cases back up why my client is innocent, da 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 da. And then when they've been asked to show these cases more, it turns out that all the cases were made up because the lawyers had asked ChatGPT if anyone had won a case in this situation, and it just spits out fake cases that it makes up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I've heard about a bit about that, and I'm like, yep, sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't see AI replacing nearly as much as I think CEOs want it to take over. Right, at least right now.
Yeah,
but I definitely see
give
it on the
20,
horizon.
30 years. Yeah, it'll be there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I could see us at like 70 being like, I remember when Star Wars was written by humans.
Star Wars 57.
Luke Skywalker.
Return of the Jedis once more.
You're making me feel old because I think, maybe it was a rerun, but I saw one of the original Star Wars in theaters.
Oh, well,
I have the VHS
prequels?
tapes.
Or
no, not the prequels, the original.
Oh, you
like 4, 5, and 6. I think it was 6 that I saw in theaters, but it was like a rerun.
Was it because of one of the anniversary ones, or when they did the remasters?
No, it was before even 1, 2, and 3 were out.
Okay,
like,
so
yeah,
well, like 95
before the Phantom
or
Menace, and yeah, it was way.
Yeah, because I think I know around 95 is when Lucas released the special or the upgraded, as he calls it, version of the 4, 5, and 6 with all the CGI additions.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this is my vision, and everyone's like, why? But I don't know.
Stop having visions. Stop seeing. No more thinking for you.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, speaking of visions, Nick Cage just around the corner.
I cannot wait for that man to be in that game.
I mean,
Hey,
it's
not gonna save DVD, but it'll give it a little light of hope.
Yeah, because I was looking at the Steam charts for the game, and the player count in the last month has gone up 10,000 players from 30,000 to 40,000. But I have a feeling that Nick Cage will probably bump it to a 50, and then it will go back down again.
Unless they take their momentum and fix their game, or release DBD 2.
No.
Like every other game.
No, it'll be called Alive by Sunlight.
Alive by Sunlight.
Sunlight.
It's an entirely survivor-driven game.
You know, that would be a good idea for them. Like, you know how they made an offshoot with like Hooked on You?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could make an offshoot.
It's just a survival game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you can make a farm in one of the maps.
Yeah.
Trying to do like no, that's different.
You
I
start
was thinking of like
farms.
Left 4 Dead, a kind of survival game.
Oh my gosh.
Then I realized that's two different things because you don't fight things in DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like this is what's gonna happen. Like 5 years from now, DVD is going to be like the horror game equivalent of Super Smash Bros. It's gonna have like 100 different licenses, and then when you install it, it's gonna be like 500 megabytes or 500 gigabytes. Legit.
Oh god.
It's the whole terabyte. Like they just send you
Yeah.
an SSD for the game.
Listen, the moment Dead by Daylight's download count hits anywhere near any new Call of Duty's download count, I'm tapping out entirely.
Yeah, no fair.
Because it's like, what is it? I have a few people who are always like, "Oh, are you going to get Call of Duty? Are you going to get Call of Duty?" I'm like, "How many gigabytes is it?" And it's like 150. I'm like, "No."
And the game is still buggy and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like, what the fuck did I download this for?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. But like, what have you guys like watched any gameplay of?
I did play the
I
public
watched a
beta
little.
test
Okay.
a little bit.
What
It
do you
was
guys
it was
think
fun.
of his stuff?
Do you know if your teammates can hear you or the killer can hear you? Like with the trickster, I know he has voice lines that everyone can hear, and Nick Cage has a fuck ton of voice lines. Can the killer or the other survivors hear him?
I
Like the trickster?
honestly, I don't know. I didn't really notice it.
This trickster
But-
barely says anything.
Yeah, he does, but I mean, you can at least hear him when he talks as a survivor.
Yeah,
I guess, yeah.
I would be worried if you
I would
could
be
hear
too.
Nick Cage.
Well, one of Nick Cage's perks is just straight up fucking screaming every second you see the killer. It's so bad. But
Is that what the dramaturgy is?
Mm-hmm.
no. No, the
Was that the one
dramaturgy
where
I
you
believe
fall?
is the one that no, that's plot twist. Plot twist is the one where you can knock yourself and you fully heal, you'll heal full state.
Oh,
Which is actually kind of cool. I seen a Wesker play where they were at the exit gate and Wesker was charging and like going to ram the Nicolas Cage, but he used plot twist. So the Wesker just hit the wall and was stuck in an animation and he just crawled out.
yeah,
And I was like, damn, that's tough, buddy.
that's pretty cool.
But like Unbreakable with it would be pretty cool. Dramaturgy is the like roulette one where it's like you can either get exhaustion, extra boost, or like some other stuff as well.
Huh.
Or like an item, I think.
Or
as
it does
well.
nothing.
Or it does nothing. And two of the same things can't happen in a row.
Well, yeah, that is yeah, because see here,
Or exposed.
yeah,
So you can just
scream.
get like infinite items.
Yeah, I'm seeing here
Yeah.
dramaturgy scream, but without notifying the killer. But how's the what? Like,
You just scream.
okay.
I guess you can still hear it, but you wouldn't be able to see the pop up as a killer.
Yeah.
And you can see their aura as you scream, right?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
one of his perks is literally just every time he looks at the killer, he screams, and it reveals the killer for like 2-3 seconds.
Hmm.
And it's just like,
Oh.
why? And he has a chance to continuously scream.
Plot
And
twist
like
is my favorite.
yeah, plot twist is pretty cool. But like I one time just screamed 4 times. I'm like, why is this perk even here? I was like, how useful is it? He's fun to play. He has like
He's such
about
a
10
meme.
minutes worth of voice lines. It's cool.
Okay.
I mean, if you got the
He's really
license for a
against the crows
famous,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like if you got the license to, a really famous actor, you would milk every penny of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Since he was more than willing to do this.
I hope
Apparently
they
his son plays this game.
hopefully
Yeah.
they use the momentum to actually like fix the game, because I know they're also gonna have like, I think it's like different cosmetics for like Metallica, I think, and is it Slipknot?
Slipknot and
Yeah.
Iron
Yeah.
Maiden.
Slipknot and Iron Maiden. Yeah, not Metallica.
Which is interesting that they're getting those, but then losing Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to buy those. Oh, maybe.
But they're $30 a pack, and there's 2 of
Never
them.
mind.
It's like,
That's not worth it.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll buy
Uh,
Nicolas Cage though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Daeva, you know how earlier beforehand you were talking about Carnival Hunt?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I actually am on their Kickstarter page right now.
Oh.
They announced actually just today that they have finished their Kickstarter and they are 100% funded. The
Hey.
game. They made $122,341. Which
Nice.
their initial goal was 50,000.
Progress.
And because of the stretch goals and whatnot, they will be releasing the game on both PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Hey, there you go. That's the coverage they need, honestly.
Yeah.
I hope they add cross progression, because I feel like games now these days, if they add cross progressions or even a transfer data fee,
Mm-hmm.
like they could make so much more money.
Oh,
Because because if you think about it, and I was talking to someone about this, like, so I used to play Elder Scrolls Online a lot, but I played it on PlayStation, and I wasn't able to transfer my account. But like, if you gave like people opportunities to transfer their accounts to a different like platform, such as like PC or something,
I know Blizzard does
and
that.
yeah, and you charge like a 5. Some people would even pay like up to $15 just to transfer their data. Not only do you get the transfer money, they'll be more willing to spend money on the game as well. Because then they're like, because like imagine like you're playing a game for a long time, right? And you've spent some money here and there, and then you have to restart on a different platform, like completely. One, either they're not going to play their game, or two, if they do, they're going to be free to play from then. But like if they're able to transfer their data or something, they'd be more willing to spend money because they're like, well, this is an account I've had for a while, I might as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel like games should hop on that. I'm sure it's not like such an easy thing of, because like I know some games like BDO, the console version and the PC version are different, and I understand some of them are like that. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there are games that aren't like that where they could try and implement something like that.
Yeah. And it's all.
I think it would be a good investment at least to try.
I think at this point, being able to have cross progression should be a standard thing for games.
Yeah,
But I also feel that 60 frames per second should be standard for all games.
Agreed.
And knowing the most recent Starfield information release, that isn't happening. At least not on Xbox.
ain't no
What's
way
the
they
update on that?
spend-
So, Todd Howard released on the Starfield Direct that Starfield will be locked at 30 frames per second on both Xbox consoles.
Why?
Because, as he said, in order for it to I think in his excuse or explanation was that they wanted it to look as good as it could. So they also don't want they worry about there being frame problems loading into areas. At least that's what it seemed like. So they're like cutting back on certain things and they're locking it at 30 frames per second. So you have a great looking game, but
You look
Instead of
around and you're
fixing
gonna
that
see
little
some
problem,
stutters.
yeah. And it's
they'd
like,
rather take it away.
yeah.
I'm just saying they're wasting all this time on Starfield just for it to end up shit and wasting my time, taking longer for Elder Scrolls. Excuse me.
See, at least my hope for you, Daeva, is that they will get throttled enough to a certain point or figure out whatever the kinks are with it being them locking at 30 frames. That when Elder Scrolls comes around, they're like, okay,
Yeah.
we figured out how to do 60 frames per second again. We can do
No,
it,
because
guys.
if they don't release Elder Scrolls at 60 frames, you know how pissed everyone's gonna be?
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Especially for that franchise.
Yeah.
I'll try
Like,
Starfield,
that is-
maybe.
That is so stupid.
I know, like
Yeah.
30 FPS was the standard for Xbox 360 and PS3. And we're now
Yeah.
2 console generations away from that. And they're like 30 FPS again. It's like, who are you?
Watch, we're gonna go back to 8-bit again.
Honestly, it's gonna be full circle.
Honestly, 8-bit games are where it's at sometimes.
We're gonna get sent into the dark ages of gaming.
Yeah.
I know the remake of Star Ocean: The Second Story is not going to be like a 3D model game. I figured out it's going to be just updated graphics with the 8-bit models still, which is kind of cool, but also kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There are a few games that Limited Run released like an announcement about recently that they're doing remasters of that I'm be interested to see how it turns out. Because what is it? I think it's called Midnight Clock or something. No, not Midnight Clock. What is that? Hold on, let me find it. It's some sort of horror game that has never been released outside of Japan. What is it? Clock Tower.
I heard of that game.
Yeah, I think I have heard about it here
Yeah.
and there.
The biggest thing, it seems like the biggest iconic thing that people knew or recognize about it is there's some sort of goblin that chases you with scissors or doll in the game. But it's like it's one of those like weird like almost I wouldn't call it 8-bit, maybe like 16-bit. But it's one of those weird games where you're like going through a mansion and like trying to escape while not dying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, okay, all right. I just don't know whether they're planning to just take the old game and smash it into modern consoles, or if they're gonna actually like go back and fix things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to Carnival Hunt real quick. They did say here with the rewards that they were giving to people who backed them, that the game's early access will be available in late this year.
All right. Where's their Kickstarter? I gotta start backing.
I think it's closed now, so.
Nah, they'll always take more money. Come on. Late pledge. See, yeah, there's a late pledge.
Really?
Wait, no, it's the wrong game. It's the Grand Carnival. It's this one. Yeah. Oh, I can only wishlist it. Yeah. 100% funded. Take my money.
But yeah, but the fact that they managed to raise $120,000 is quite something. But yeah.
Yeah, you can't pledge anymore. But I want the $5,000 image.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's all about. Where that product
don't
is.
either.
I couldn't even make heads or tails of it.
I don't know why this reminded me, but you guys remember when Markiplier had OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys ever look at his OnlyFans?
No.
Uh,
It is definitely something you guys should do.
I mean, you could describe it. I'd rather
Well,
not.
he's completely nude, but there's no nudity.
It's
Like-
tasteful nudity.
It's very tasteful nudity. There's like this one where he's in a galaxy and the Earth is by his crotch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I seem to remember someone tell me where it's like in every picture he's like pretty much naked, but there's like always something blocking his like
Yeah.
cock or whatever.
Yeah, it was very
but you
tasteful.
can't
I don't
see
know
it.
why that made me think of it. Kickstarter, but
Dark
Oh,
is
God.
horny on main, bro.
sorry.
I mean,
Honestly, fair.
But I do have an
Markiplier?
update for a game though.
Ooh, what's
Oh.
that? What do you got?
So I was looking for, the Killer Clowns.
Yes.
Hmm.
One of the moderators said that there's going to be news this month in July, but no one knows. There's going to be an announcement when it happens, though. So, about
Ooh.
there's going to be an announcement for the end of the month about it for the beta.
Interesting.
So I'll try to keep updated on that. But
Yeah.
so far, there's nothing.
Yeah, that's one of those games that's been like everyone's been waiting for, and they're like, "We're not talking about it." And it's like,
Honestly, though,
ah.
at least they're working on it and not trying to rush.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather have a game take a little longer than it being rushed. Buggy crashes, 2 FPS, can't play it. I'm phasing through the world and everything is like gone.
Yeah. Of course, in just about a month, we'll have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game.
That's right.
I haven't played it. I don't know. I didn't hear the best things about it.
yeah, it's interesting. I watched some DBD streamers play it, and I don't know. Majority of people are just like, I don't know. They just talk about how thick Connie is. Survivor. So,
Honestly, fair enough.
but like, it's like I think it'll be interesting. I don't think it's gonna like take over like a DBD because
Yeah.
how far can you actually go with that game? Like DBD has every excuse in the world to pull like any horror related character into the game
Yeah,
easily.
because the quote unquote entity.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then how do you do that with Texas Chainsaw Massacre if you
It's
want
limited to the
Yeah,
license. So-
exactly. If you want to respect I guess the source material, if you want it to if you want it to be kept true and keep it I guess pure, then you're limited to basically Texas Chainsaw Massacre characters.
Yeah. Now the only
weird
thing
ass
I
skin.
could think of is so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the franchise is owned by Legendary Pictures. Oh, I'm sorry, no, actually it's Netflix. Netflix has acquired global rights to release the new
Wow.
film. So I don't know if that means a franchise or not. But regardless, whoever owns the franchise, I would imagine that one thing they could do is the developers could potentially talk to the people who own the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise and be like, hey, can we have this killer and put him in as a skin? Because it's like, there's not that many Texas Chainsaw Massacre films compared to something like Friday the 13th. Where
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, they could be like, oh, we're going to put this Jason in it, and this Jason, and that counselor. And like, they could pull from the 10 or 11 films there are.
Mhm.
But
Well, they can pull from the DVD Claudette Leatherface skin. You
oh
know?
my gosh. Imagine if they actually did do that. And
That'd be wild.
they're like, listen, behavior found this racist, we find this fantastic.
It's ingenuity, equality.
True equality
Yeah.
is on Leatherface's face.
At least he doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, that's true. He kills equally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game will. I think it will hobble on for like 8 months, at best.
Then lose its license, goes to $5.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, but considering that the initial price for the game is $36, at least on Steam,
Oh, that's not bad.
I think that'll save it a little bit.
Yeah, because it'll be like, oh, it's only $36. I'll try it out.
Yeah. I will say though, when I did play the closed beta with Steven, which we couldn't get a match together, that was impossible, but at least we played at the same time. I think within 20 minutes, Steven was playing Dead by Daylight instead of
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw.
Wow,
I'm like,
how I got him back there. That's probably what it'll do. It'll boost DVD's numbers. Imagine
Yeah.
there's some wild ass money deal behind that. It's like behaviors paying them.
I would not be
for it.
surprised. Like I could see Gun Media just being like, listen, we lost a lot of time and money because people were fighting over the Friday 13th license. Why don't we make a bet with behavior and just like absolutely hedge our bets essentially. Is there anything else you guys have topic wise to discuss?
Not really, no.
Not off the top of my head, no.
HoiSin?
I think that's
There are
about it.
things I can't say in the podcast that I'll hold back on.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum,
There's some
bum.
spice happening.
If you want to hear it, subscribe
It has
to a
nothing to do
future
with that.
Patreon.
Yeah, if you want to hear the
Yeah.
spicy content, we're gonna put that up later.
Yeah. DM
Alright.
me on Discord.
Yeah, all right. You can end the podcast so I can throw hard R's. And I'm just kidding. I'm not.
Wow.
It's that
Lord.
spice. All
You
right.
I
might
remember
gotta do
your
some
quiplash.
editing.
What
Guns N'
about my
Roses?
quiplash? Oh, I don't remember what that is, and I don't think you should, for the sake of the podcast, describe it here.
Yeah, no, we won't describe that.
No, we need
later.
to end.
Okay.
All right, we'll end before we get too out of pocket. So thank you guys for listening to us ramble, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Adios.
Bye bye.
They made a second game.